I'm broadly interested in how early life environments and exposures affects development and health later in life. And I'm also interested in how social factors and social conditions, particularly early in life, also affect health later in life. Cuba is particularly interesting because in many ways it's been frozen in time, and despite the fact that since the special period they've been incredibly constrained in terms of access to resources, they still have some of the world's highest rates of positive birth outcomes. Very low rate of infant mortality, very low rate of low birth weight. In fact, lower rates of infant mortality and lower birth weight than we have in the United States. So there's a lot to learn, I think, from Cuba, from their healthcare system, but also from the pattern of social relationships that contribute to positive outcomes for mothers and their babies. We conceptualize health very differently in the United States. It tends to be seen as an individual responsibility, not a collective one. And I think there are advantages and disadvantages to both approaches, but I'd like to learn more about the Cuban approach, and particularly for my interest in health disparities and how social factors contribute to poor health or better health outcomes. There's a lot of interesting things that are different in Cuba that we possibly could learn from. It's a great opportunity for exchange, and for me as a biological anthropologist and human biologist, I'm fundamentally interested in understanding how people grow, how their biologies function, how they develop in different parts of the world. We have to go to where people are living in different and diverse parts of the world, and really the only way to do that is collaboratively. Within the healthcare sector and with our visits to the medical schools, I found it fascinating the way people talked about health as a social good, as a collective responsibility, and how the system has built up around that sense of responsibility at all levels. The Cuban people that I met, that I chatted with, I found them to be very open and interested in having exchange. We at Northwestern are in a very fortunate position where we can build on the successful collaboration that's been in place with the Global Health Study Abroad summer program and extend that into more training opportunities for Cuban students potentially coming here, or for our graduate students or medical students going to Cuba, and also layering on that the opportunity for collaborative research. And I think Northwestern's in a terrific position to take advantage of that opportunity and to be seen as a leader with respect to a new wave of research that engages with Cuba, particularly around social disparities in health, given the success that Cuba has had. We're very fortunate at Northwestern to have an administration that values international exchange and promotes that for our faculty and for our students. I think we all benefit from that. The students benefit from these experiences in the classroom, as well as the opportunity for firsthand engagement with research or exchange internationally. And we as researchers gain a lot from the opportunity to learn from scholars around the world. So I hope that's something that we can continue to do in Cuba and elsewhere.